How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason. I'll be your host on this CFL talk show, Hussy Subtle. In this video, I give my game picks for Week 8 of the 2021 CFL season. But really quickly, before we get started, if you want to support the channel, the best way to do it is by hitting the like button and subscribing to Hussy Subtle for more CFL content just like this. I greatly appreciate it. But with that said, let's get into Week 8's game picks. And this week we only have 3 games with 3 teams being on the bye. Just some kind of scheduling quirk, especially now with one game on Wednesday between the Red Blacks and Hamilton. So I had to put out a video a little bit earlier this week. So we're going to start with that game. Ottawa hosting Hamilton. And I think this game is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think. I think that this is actually an opportunity for Ottawa to actually kind of get back in it this season if they can somehow beat the Tiger Cats. And you're never going to have a better opportunity than right now because Hamilton's starting a third-string quarterback. Never know what can happen. But at the same time, Hamilton's defense is completely healthy. They're really balling out right now, even in their loss against the Argos a couple of weeks ago. They really had a strong second half in that game. And I think that's going to be a major factor. Can Dominic Davis, the quarterback for the Red Blacks, keep the turnovers to a minimum in this game? Who is going to get all the takeaways in this game is really going to be the winner of this game. And I think Hamilton's offense, they showed a really good ability to still move the ball enough while not turning the ball over. As much as that game plan in the first half last week was kind of like a, babysitting David Watford, so to speak, I think it actually ended up working in their favor because they got a couple turnovers off of Calgary in this game, and they found a way to win. And I also think Ottawa's defense is just not playing very well right now, and I think Hamilton could have a better offensive game than they did last week against Calgary, just based on the fact that this Ottawa defense is playing just as bad as their offense right now. And that's why I'm going with Hamilton to win this game. Now moving into Friday's doubleheader. First game, Toronto hosting Montreal. Really fascinating matchup. I've been saying this since before the season even started. When the season schedule was released, I actually did a video, my most anticipated matchups for this season. And I said Montreal-Toronto is one of these games because these two teams only play against each other twice versus the 4 times that Toronto plays against Hamilton and the 4 times Montreal plays against Ottawa. And I think these two teams are going to be really neck and neck in the standings right at the end of the season. And I think these head-to-head matchups, if one of these two teams can sweep this matchup, it's going to be really key for them going forward. And I think it's really evenly matched to the point that I said to myself, I'm like, I didn't know off the top of my head before this week if this game was actually going to be played in Toronto or Montreal. I didn't really look ahead to the schedule. And I said to myself, who's playing at home? And Toronto is. And Toronto's played much better at home in their couple games at home this year versus how they played on the road. And I think that's going to be a big difference. Montreal's offense, a little bit out of sorts right now, but you never know what you can expect from them. They're very big play dependent, which those kind of plays come and go, and you never know what you're going to get every week from them. So I think it's going to be a really great game. It could go either way. And ultimately, I think Toronto is going to win this game. I think they're the better all-around team. And I think that Nick Arbuckle's actually playing at a more consistent level than Vernon Adams right now. And then the final game of the week between Saskatchewan and BC, probably the game of the week just because of how that game played itself out in week 1 when these two teams played each other the first time, with Saskatchewan barely holding on after choking a huge lead away in the second half. And I think ultimately in this game, BC gets the revenge. I just think that these two teams are very evenly matched, especially when they're all healthy. But I think Saskatchewan is the more banged up team right now. They're really missing Shaq Evans. I think if they have him, then I'd feel a lot more confident in this ability of this Riders receiving core to take on this excellent BC secondary that's really playing really well right now. And also, one thing to keep an eye on, William Stanback for Montreal absolutely gashed BC's run defense in that game against Montreal. And I think that could play a big factor. If they can get William Powell going early on in this game, it's going to be a big help for the Saskatchewan Roughriders to help secure a victory here. But ultimately, I think BC is just playing better football right now, and they have that motivational factor from losing the first matchup in this series. And with these two teams being so close, that's what I think is going to happen with a BC victory. But with that said, those are going to be my picks for Week 8. Be sure to let me know in the comment section what your picks will be for this week. And with that said, enjoy week 8, everybody. Peace.